You're in here twice.
Yes, I am. I am just keeping my um, computer online so I can read the chat better in case you guys have questions, etc. Okay, so here we go. Let's play. Thank you for coming. Thank you for playing. Thank you for being beautifully, magically you. And thank you for leaving normalcy behind, because normalcy is a side effect of logic, mind control, all those juicy things that we've been implanted since birth. Today, we're going to play magic. So I'd like to give you a quick rundown of what will occur today. If you have questions at any time, please raise your hand. Whenever there's a logical stop, I will call on you and we can discuss anything and everything you would like to discuss. So, our cosmic flight will be about 45 minutes today, including the magical activations that we will be doing towards the end. So we're gonna do a quick intro with checking in how you're feeling today and taking some selfies so you can compare your magical, juicy unicorn faces before and after, just to anchor in the changes that can occur. Hello, Pina. Welcome.
Hello. Hey, Vic. Tina. I don't know if you
After
guys
that,
can really.
yeah, we can hear you. So after that, we will talk about magic, where it comes from, why your magic is special, how you can activate it, how you can use it. Then I have some juicy, delicious activations for you of love, joy, and your own unique superpowers, just in case you're into that sort of thing. We'll do some Q&A, and then I have a special dragon surprise for you. Oh, sorry, that slipped off my tongue right there. So let's play then. Just before we start, I invite all of you to take 2 selfies, one just straight up and the other one close up of your eyes. Do it now and do the same after we finish. Often faces change, become younger,
I'm on
happier.
my phone, so that's not really going to work. Oh, maybe it will.
Can I order younger, sexier, please? I want the sexy too.
All right. I even know a nice, sexy 16-year-old body transplant you can have.
Yeah, he's in the other room.
Oh, excellent. It's so close at hand. They deliver. So take 2, and at the end of our meeting, also take 2, just see what the difference is. Sally, you can watch the playback and see how your face changes.
It's okay. I just did it.
Excellent.
I'm dropping you.
Okay. Please share in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you feeling right now? Where 10 is, oh my God, amazing. And 1 is like, give me more tiramisu and pass the ice cream. Just so we know what baseline we are starting with. Ooh. 999, I like it. Sounds like you are magical already. Hired 7, 8. Okay. Mr. Joe, just because you're hiding behind your camera doesn't mean we can't see you. Get out here, you sexy man. Okay, so let's start and play. Hey, Joe. Can you please turn off your mic for now? What I like to let you know is that everything we're going to be talking about and doing today, this is not abstract, theoretical, philosophical, schizoesoteric knowledge that I read from books. This is hands-on, practical, nose in the dirt, hands-on, 18 years of magical study and play and experimentation and innovation. Okay, so these are all things that are real. Some, of course, I got from other courses and books, but all of it is hands-on with practical knowledge, experience, and application. So what is magic and how does it work? Well, the good news is you have a lot of magic, not like 1 or 2 or 3 bits of it that you bring to the world. You have tens, often hundreds of unique magical activations, processes, healings, skills that you and only you can do. If you want, of course, you can teach them to others, but these are things that are so natural for you that you carry them around with you from lifetime to lifetime. And when you're good and ready to activate and to use it, which usually synchronizes with your divine timing or your soul mission, however you want to call it. Then the magic starts knocking on your door, on your energy, on your body, and saying, hey, come on, I'm here. I'm ready to play. Come play with me. Let's activate already. And one of the reasons this works and how this works is it's a unique wiring of your nervous system. So there's the quote unquote normal people, muggles. They are wired a certain way. And then if you've seen the, I believe it's Marvel or DC X-Men movies, you know, people playing with tornadoes and being reptiles and metamorphing, changing faces. How are they able to do that? Because their nervous system is like, hey, well, this is real. It's totally real. What's not real about it? Look, I can do it. Boom. And they do it because they allow themselves to do it. That's how their brain functions. That's how their body functions. That's how their energy functions. So in similar ways, you have a lot of the similar code and programs and energies packed away inside your DNA right now, which you can use to heal and activate yourself and others. Sometimes it can be through touch. A lot of the times it can be long distance. And it is so unique, so powerful, and so natural for you to do that oftentimes you start doing it before you're even aware that you're doing it. So have you ever, you know, hugged somebody or just entered a room and immediately everybody's like, ooh, thank God penis here. Now the party can get started. We can all calm down. I feel better already just having you in the room. You haven't even done anything yet, but your presence alone, this energy that you emanate, that you put out into the world, it is so powerful, it is so radiant, and it's so natural for you. It's like asking a fish about water. It's like, what water? What are you talking about? And you're just already doing it. You're oozing out love and playfulness and kindness and humor and lightness. Andrew is a big fan of seriousness, so he uses a lot of that out into the world. But for which we're grateful. Thank you, Andrew. So oftentimes you can start doing this before you're even aware. So some of the ways this shows up is your hands start burning. For no apparent reason whatsoever, your hands can either burn with fire or ice or both. It really depends on the system and what energies you're channeling. Everybody's different, and that's perfectly fine. You can feel like you're glowing all over like a sun, which usually results as a warm feeling or being on fire, but in a good way. So these are very just basic things of how you do that. Another form you can get a feel for that your magic is waking up. You want to touch people. Thing it's like, you know, you need to touch somebody. You touch them, and in a couple of minutes, they're like, oh, wow, thank you. I was so depressed, stressed, burnt out, and now I feel good. Thank you for that. I don't know what you did, but thank you. So this means that even if you don't have detailed mental clarity about what your magic is, what it does, what it could do, it still fucking works because it's magic, which is an art and a science both in one, but it's not linear, and it's amazing right out of the gate. Like 3-4 years ago, when my magic first started waking up, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was like, hey, we're at this magical party, throwing and exchanging magical gifts, energy massages, and I'm like, hey, can I touch your throat, your head, your thymus for, I don't know why, it's just yelling at me. Ask. And then I touch it, I run the energy, and the person, 2 minutes, 5-10 minutes later, they wake up and they're like, I don't know what you did, but I feel giddy and I feel sexy, and I'm going to go out on that date and we're going to have fun, and I'm going to throw that party, and my birthday is coming up and it's going to be awesome. And I was like, okay, I'll have fun in that. So just because you don't have the mental clarity, it doesn't mean the magic is not working. The mental clarity comes later with practice and when you learn how to get the clarity. So your magic comes through different lifetimes that your soul accumulated. So it's things that you have created in the past and just kept in your library. Some things you bring into this lifetime, other things aren't necessary. You leave them, in your space cloud storage, and it's fine. But the good thing is you have lots and lots and lots of these activations, literally hundreds, maybe even thousands, which you brought with you. Why do you bring magic? It's basically like packing your luggage before you go on a big fancy trip anywhere. So you're going to need some socks, you're going to need some pants, maybe a toothbrush, a razor, all the basics. Same thing, before you incarnate, you are the one who chooses your mission, your big projects that you're here to create. And you're like, well, if I'm going to be building a big business empire, I probably need some magic around money, around manifestation, around connecting with people, around sales, marketing, and having a big vision for the world. So these are types of magic that you can also bring with you and activate them, not just through learning and intellectual knowledge, although that can be helpful, but also through these activations that you run yourself. And you're like, how do I then, boom, eureka, you get this download, you get this hit. And you can get these downloads and hits faster and quicker and easier the more you practice your magic, because you're coming back into your own reality, what's true for you, what works for you, and detaching more and more from this control freaks, ego, fear, panic, poverty, these kinds of energies. So in many ways, you are relearning or learning how to drive this new body of yours, like learning to drive a new car. You're remembering where all the buttons are, what they do, what sequence to use them in order to get the benefits that you are looking for. So this can take a bit of time to adapt, and that's absolutely perfectly fine. What else did I want to hear? And one of the best things you can do for yourself when your magic does start to come online is don't block it and start using it, even if you don't consciously understand what it is yet. If your hands are burning, touch somebody. If it's somebody, ask beforehand, hey, they're glowing. Can I touch you? Yes or no. Either answer is fine. If nobody's around, touch yourself. Wherever you feel guided to, and just let the energy run. Because this is literally you coming online, your space rocket ship of magic activating, you're pushing the fuel burn button, the liftoff is initiated, and if you don't use the magic, well, it will find a way to get out. But the sooner you allow it to course through your body, and especially through your hands, the easier and the more fun it will be for you to be in your body, because you're not blocking it like a dam, you're letting the river flow. You're letting it manifest through you into the world, which means if you block, if you try to control it, if you try to limit it, it can result in things like physical tension, especially in the neck, especially in the waist area, especially in the shoulders, because you're like, I will hold this back all by my wholesome self. So the more you relax and let it flow, the less ease, the less disease, the less tension you have, because you're stepping into your power. And if you're on this call, you have a lot of power. A lot of power. A lot of power. I'm sorry, I don't know why, but my soul wanted me to tell you that 3 times. Must be a coincidence of some sort. So the other great way is, of course, practicing the activations, which I will be running for you in a little bit. A lot of power. Yes, Joe, exactly. Simply because, after 70 different schools and modalities that I've tried, this is the easiest, the fastest, the most orgasmic, and the most fun way I've found of activating these things. I've tried everything from Buddhism, Hinduism, shamanism, standing on nails, herbs, theta healing, access consciousness, etc. And they've all played a part, and I'm grateful to them. But, the activations that I run and help people activate, this is the fastest and easiest way I know. What's important to understand here is, as your soul and as you journey through life, there are several different thresholds of activation level. So one of the reasons why modern science says, oh, you have 100 billion neurons and everybody has 100 billion neurons. Bullshit. I'm sorry, that just came out. And you have an average of 20,000 connections between each neuron, and neurons are like these memory storage cells. And you have 5 to 10 conscious, 5 to 10% conscious access. So 100 billion neurons multiplied by 20,000 connections between them So associative and creative thinking. So you get an astronomically big fucking number, but then modern science says 5% access, and you go from this to like 0. The great news is, as you do more self-development, as you do more healing, as you do more activating, this conscious, the number of neurons can grow, the number of connections can grow, and the level of conscious access can grow. So a lot of the people I work with, they have already like 300-400 billion neurons instead of a standard 100. Instead of a standard 20,000 connections, they have 30, 40, 50 and more thousand. And conscious access from 30% and more, which literally translates to the power, the magic that they have at their disposal being hundreds, 3, 4, 5 and more 100 times faster and more powerful than the standard neurological model of 100 billion with 5% access. So, every 10% or so, there's major breakthroughs, quantum leaps that happen as you become more and more clairvoyant, more conscious about what's going on in your body, in the world around you, and how to interact with it. So things like Kundalini activations, third eye opening, the clairs like clairvoyance, clairsentience, clair knowing, clair hearing, all these clairs, this is just entry-level stuff, like 5, 10, 20%. This is, when 10% or 12%, people usually have their midlife crisis. If, they're like, oh, so I'm doing the right things, but this isn't working. I'm bored, I'm burned out, I have no love, I have no money, or even if I do, I still feel weird, it's wrong, it's off, it's not happy. And then they start searching. So this, 10 to 20%, this is usually the Kundalini and third eye activation, this kind of thing coming online. The beautiful thing is, it doesn't stop there, just keeps going. So then you heal and activate more, eventually getting to things like enlightenment, which is a very big, fancy, charged word in the spiritual community. And to be honest, enlightenment is just the beginning. It's basically that level, that threshold of when you've healed your ego enough so that you have a good relationship with it, so you can know and recognize the triggers when they happen. And instead of ripping somebody's head off, you're like, hey, 2-minute break, I need to calm down. You have the tools to handle this, and then you get back in the conversation and the relationship in a smooth way. So enlightenment is just the beginning. What can happen when you start, activating your magic or using the the activations that you can learn from me? Basically, one of the most common things that happens is the mind chatter goes away and melts. Self-sabotage, burnout, stress, overwhelm. This mental monkey that just keeps doing laps in your head, it shuts the fuck up, which means you have more peace, you have clarity, insomnia goes away, thank God for that one, and you're able to embrace and see life and yourself and your place in it through a place of joy, creation, and magic, because you feel safe, you feel peaceful, and you feel relaxed. It's like it's one of the stepping stones into abundance mindset out of scarcity. So, common society, fear, panic, depression, scarcity, lack. When you flip that switch, you're like, hey, I can actually create all the money, love, fun, and joy that I want. Look, boom, and it works. Because you're creating, you're not surviving. And this is one of those big pivotal moments that this really helps with. Very important moment I'd like to mention here is our bodies, our nervous systems, our planet as a whole is evolving every day for many, many years. And it's important on your spiritual journey to use the right tools. It's not just a matter of do the tools resonate and do they feel good? But those two are very important factors, yes. But it's also important to use modern tools. For example, things like yoga, a lot of teachings of Buddhism, Hinduism, shamanism, Tantra, they are all great tools. The Vedic system, great tool. At the same time, When were these things invented or channeled into our reality? 2,000 years ago? 5,000 years ago? How much has changed and evolved and activated since then? How much more information, energy are we all able to channel and handle and have ease with? How much more of this is available than 5,000 years ago? Do any of you know or use iPhone 1 or Samsung 1? You know, those brilliant, mind-blowing contraptions that were invented 24 years ago. Does anybody still use those? iPhone 2, 5. So in my personal opinion, all these systems that I just mentioned, those are around iPhone 5 level. Today we're at what? iPhone 15, 16, whatever it is. So there are benefits to using these systems if they resonate strongly. But as more and more people activate and wake and bring their own magic, we have more modalities emerging. So in a way, if you're still using, if you're extensively using these old systems, it's like trying to power a rocket ship with AA batteries. You can get benefit, but you know what other tools are available to get benefit faster and easier without having to go into vipassana, without having to swear off meat, sex, love, relationships, go meditate in a cave, whatever. Trust yourself in this. This is my 2 Canadian cents. But you know, the story that I have for this is in 2015 when I crashed and burned at my IT job, when my entire body fell apart, all the joints, the spine, the hepatitis A, gastritis, my gut flora was shot down to 0. And I started more and more discovering about, you know, I'm doing all the right things. Why isn't this shit working? So I shifted my focus. I went more into these practices. And for 2 years, I was hardcore, like 2-3 hours a day. I was always doing something. Then I emerged and I was like, okay, well, this feels pretty good. I want to meet some people now, see, you know, what else is out there. And I met people who were more or less on the same level of consciousness, of magic, and you know, asked how they got there. They said, oh, I've been doing Buddhism, Hinduism, shamanism for 20 years. I got there too. So, you know, and after that, I just kept searching and finding new and fresher tools which accelerate this consciousness elevation, this activation. And there are more and more tools that are emerging every day. So that's my invitation to you. Use modern tools for modern challenges. What can your magic do? It really depends on what it is you brought in your goodie bag, because we're all different. We all pack different things. We have different priorities. We have different missions. So it can be any of the following: healing burnout, depression, heartbreak, skin disease, cancer, hepatitis, trauma, physical, emotional. It really depends on what you brought. So you know, to this day, one of my favorite stories is, you know, this lady came to me for a session and she's like, well, I'm really having a hard time. And she was crying and hysterical. 10 minutes later, after we run the energy, she's laughing her ass off. And birds are knocking on the windows. They're like, hey, you guys are having a lot of fun in there. I want to come and play too. Another great one is girl came up to me and said, hey, you know, I have this lump in my breast. Is there anything that you can do? You know, boom, 5 seconds of running energy. Next lunchtime, she writes me, I don't know what you did, but the entire night I was on fire. I sweated a lot. And by next lunchtime, the lump was gone. So non-linear creation, 5 seconds of energy. So there are hundreds. There are probably hundreds or even more of these activations, of these healings, of these unique skills packed into you, which if you learn to tap into can change your life and the life of others very quickly. So that's my intro part. Are there any questions so far, or shall we go ahead and pour some magic on this? No? Okay. So then I invite you to get comfortable. Close your eyes, take 2 breaths into your heart, and formulate a request. What would you like to receive in the realms of having and activating more love, more joy, and activating your magical superpowers. Just take 30 seconds to formulate it. And once you're ready, just give me a thumbs up. All right, all right. And here we go. So for about 10 minutes, just allow yourself to relax, to receive, to see what it feels like to slip into this space of joy, of magic, of power. How you can enjoy this, receive this, and later use to your advantage to help yourself further in your life, in your mission of serving others, of serving the world, of serving yourself. Because remember, although you are a light worker, a light being, an angel made flesh, you are still here in a human mortal body. And this body needs nourishment and sustenance and help and support. If you allow yourself to receive these things without burning out, without overwhelm, then you will go a lot faster, a lot farther, and the impact you can have on the world will be a lot greater because you will be doing things easier, faster, with more energy, and with more fun. Think of it as driving a motorcycle or a scooter, a car. If your gas tank holds enough gas to take you 100 kilometers, make it 1,000 kilometers, and you don't stop on the way to fill up the gas tank, you can only go 1,000 kilometers. But if you go 500 kilometers and then top up, and then top up, and then top up, you can keep going and going and going because you're not getting into the red zone of burnout, stress, and overwhelm. You're taking the time to nourish yourself, to rest, to relax when it's necessary, without flooding yourself with stress and anxiety, with task lists, with lists of things to do. You are preempting this, which means you're always in a high state and in a high vibe, which means you're grateful to be alive, to have fun, to have ease, to have nourishment without stressing yourself out. This and a lot more, these activations help you to do, so you become more conscious and aware of what you desire, what you require to feel nourished, what you desire and what you require to contribute to the world more in a fun way without stressing yourself out and burning out. As I say that, I take a sip of water, which is delicious. Ooh. Just allow yourself to be seen, heard, nourished, and received in your desire. Your desires are sacred. You're allowed to have nourishment. You're allowed to have grounded support, money, love, sex, sleep, rest. All things are very natural and very contributory to your expansion, to your life, your mission, your business. From a burned out state, it's very hard, very stressful to create anything because you will do it from an energy of franticness, which generally does not invite the best and easiest to work with clients in. So remember, the more you rest preemptively without getting to that burnout point, without getting to the last section on the gas tank, when you're just about ready to kill everyone, just so they leave you alone and you can have some sleep. If you learn to nourish yourself preemptively, ahead of time, ahead of burnout, how much more life fun, and magic can you bring to the world that will serve others, will serve you, and will make this place, this world, so much more fun to live in. Just allow these energies to sink in. Feel them nourish you. Feel them give you power, give you joy, magnificence. And remember, you are all these things already without having to earn them, to deserve them, because you deserve them already now, because you're freaking awesome. Just because somebody may not understand or fully receive your light, please know that there's nothing wrong with you, your light, or the joy that you bring to this planet, or the magic that you bring to this planet. If magic was linear and logical, it wouldn't be magic. It would be linear logic. So in a sense, we all have to be a little bit weird in order to make this magic work and even come up with it, even invent it. Because your perspective of the view of reality is so much different. It is what makes true innovation, creation, and magic possible. Without this, there would be no magic. There would be just logic. And thankfully, we have a versatility, a diversity, an abundance of things to choose from, of things to play with, including magic. So is it time you woke up your own magic and brought it to the world? Allowed yourself to share it, to use it, to have it in your fingertips, in your hands already now, without waiting for some other milestone, some other point at which you will feel ready, like you deserve it, like you've stopped preparing to prepare. Just allow yourself to have this now. Ooh. Thank you, Natalie, for joining us just as we fired up the magical engines. Please relax and allow yourself to receive with joy the magic and the power that they bring to you. And if you're watching on replay, this still works. So allow yourself to receive it, enjoy it, maybe even a couple of times if you really, really, really like it. Side effects often include giggling, relaxation, peace of mind, orgasms, and magic waking up in your fingertips. So the more you allow yourself to receive, please allow yourself to receive, to enjoy this, to have fun with this, to relax with this, without holding yourself back, without suppressing your power, without hiding your magic. Know you're wonderful, magnificent, and magical already now, as of this very moment, without having to earn your way into magicaldom and magicalness. You already are magic. The very fact that you're on a Zoom call with a wizard kind of implies, indirectly maybe, that you are magical. And you know a thing or two about magic. Maybe well, even a couple of thousand things about magic that nobody has brought to this planet before. And we are all waiting for you to unleash it, to show it to us, to teach it to us, so that our lives too can be touched by this, so we can enjoy it, receive it, and make the world a grander place for all of us to be in and to live in. All right, as the energies are winding down, please take a couple more deep breaths into your heart. And when you're ready, please open your eyes and rejoin us. And if you've done so, please share in the chat just one word how you're feeling right now. Tingly. Awesome. Juicy. I like these. Alrighty. Does anybody want to share something, or shall we move on to the dragon surprise? Oh, wonderfully. Thank you, Vitaly Borisovich. See, the joy is working already. That guy is giggling. Told you giggling is one of the side effects. Let's go, dragons. All right. If anybody objects to let's go, dragons, speak now or forever hold your peace. So, the reason it's going to be a dragon surprise is there are a lot of different types of magic in the world. Soul magic, angel magic, dragon magic, starseed magic, phoenix magic, and many, many, many other types of magic. There's nothing wrong or right about any of them. They're just, colors in the paint box. They're different. They feel different, but most of them have more or less the same result in mind. Happiness, being on track for your mission, joy of life, magic, kindness, playfulness, these kind of things. So, last year I was visited by a dragon, Dragonmar. He's like, Vikenti, you need to open up a dragon magic school. I'm like, well, dragons exist? I mean, I always loved dragons, but apparently they actually freaking exist, which is freaking awesome. And some people have a dragon gene. So basically it's genetic code, a memory parcel that you bring from other lifetimes when you were a dragon or when you were living with dragons. And in this lifetime, you can activate this magic as well. It's very powerful. It's very fiery. So a good chance for you to warm up Sally. It's very gentle, and at the same time, it's more dense and grounded, I would say, kind of like cream versus milk to what we were doing right now. So this was a more gentle. This is a little more intense, but not in a heavy and dangerous way. So if you would like to take just 20 seconds right now to formulate another wish about what you like to receive in the realm of love and activating your power, and then let's do some magic dragons galore. Once you've done so, please give me a thumbs up. Alrighty. There it is. So on the count of 3. And here we go. And same as before, just allow yourself to receive, relax, and for the next 5 minutes, sample this delicious magicalness coursing through your veins, your blood, your feet, waking up your heart even more to the power being you are, the being of joy, the being of kindness, the being of power. You're here to create massive change. You're here to create massive love. You're here to spread a lot of kindness. Please allow yourself to enjoy this journey, to enjoy yourself, to enjoy your body while being here, and let yourself be free in your power. Remember, you are here to create, you are here to play, and you are here to be magnificent. Without betraying yourself and your power and your magic. Thank you, Joe. You go, girl. Uh, just remember what you wish and what you came here to be, igniting and activating the dragon's power within you to create, to be wealthy, to be powerful, to be healthy, be nourished and cared for. Hi, Romy. We're just doing our last round of activations. Feel free to soak up some love and magical power.
Thank you, thank you.
Just allow yourself to proceed without admonition, without judging yourself, without holding yourself back, in doing the things that bring you the most joy. Not distractions, which drain you and leave you dry, but distractions, but not distractions, the things that bring you joy and fill you up, that nourish you. Think of them as energy vitamins. Doing those things actually makes you want to live, to thrive, to be bigger, to play bigger, to contribute bigger and more to the world because it feels so good to do so. Why? Because you're aligned to your mission and you're the one that created your mission. So you weren't sent here by the universe or, to atone for your sins, to pay for your sins. You chose to come here to this magical candy land and playland that's called Earth. Sure, not all the rides are smooth, but you're the one who chose to be here, to come here, and to bring your magic to help transform the world and this reality. So as the energy winds down, take another 2 breaths into your heart, and when you're ready, open your eyes. Alrighty. How do you guys feel? Share in one word. Awakened. Ooh. Power, baby. Power! Power through the dragons! Would anyone like to unmute and share a few words, maybe about how the 2 types of activations were different for you? Ivona? Would you like to tell us a little bit?
I'm not sure. It was different, for sure. It was different. The second one was much more powerful than the first one, for me at least. I felt many more sensations in my body, and I couldn't stop yawning as well. So I feel that's usually for me the sign of receiving this type of magic. So thank you for sharing that with us today, Vic.
Oh. So are you a dragon then, Ivona?
A female one, for sure.
Awesome. Welcome to the Year of the Dragon. It's your year to shine, baby. Would anyone else like to share? Or shall we move on to the next surprise? And we'll be wrapping up in a couple of minutes. Okay, then. So thank you for receiving that. Thank you for your feedback. I always love hearing what it does for people to receive this kind of magic. And for those who are interested, I invite you to stay on the line and find out what else is possible, how you can learn to use this magic for yourself, to step into joy, magic, power, creationship, and out of burnout, stress, and overwhelm. For those who are done for the day or you need to run, feel free to do so. There's no strings or obligations. And also feel free to come back and rewatch this. I will post it online and send you guys links if you want. So, I have 2 invitations for you then. If you would like to learn how to do the first bit of magic that I shared, the soul magic, that also takes you into the realm of joy, playfulness, silliness, and at the same time, also manifestation power. Because the way it works is the more fun and joy, not distraction, but joy that you're having in your life, in your body, the better it feels, the safer it is for your soul to come into the body, to manifest things, because it sees and feels safe, it feels nurtured, and it sees that you're making the choices that are actually leading to you having fun, which is a good indicator of you being aligned to your mission and your purpose. So the more you run that and practice and activate it in yourself, doesn't matter if you do it for yourself or for others, because when you're doing session for others, you're also receiving the session. The more these energies can activate, and the more fun you can have with this, also increasing your manifesting power. At the same time, a very important component in all of this is having a good relationship with your body, which has its own voice, which has its own character, its own preferences, and its own language in which it's trying to communicate to you your entire life. And when you learn to speak with it and make it a partner in creating your life, so you have clear indications which energies to run for yourself in order to achieve projects, to increase your manifestation, to get out of stress and burnout quickly, the faster you can do it, and the easier and more fun it will feel. You can also learn to overcome any blocks and fears that come or can come when you are activating your power and stepping more into your magic, into your purpose. Because we've all had past lives where things may not have gone so well when we were shining our power brilliantly and loudly. And, there's a lot of persecution, especially from the government, that happened. So the more and more you heal this by running these energies, the more free in your power and your creationship you can be. So if you would like a taste of how to do this, I invite you to join me for a 2-day workshop. It's called A Touch of Joy, or Touched by Joy, where you will learn to do these things for yourself and for others, so that you can play from a space of creationship, of safety, of desire, of expansion and magic, which means you get to manifest faster and easier because you're on the right track for you. Not what somebody else said, but for you. So that's the first invitation I have. I will be launching the next wave next Tuesday and Wednesday. If you would like to join this, please send me a message, touched by joy, and I will send you the invite information. It's a 2-day course where you get to learn 10 of these magical activations. We're going to do up to about 8 hours each day of guided facilitation about magic, about living your purpose, activating your power, how to use it, what are some life hacks and best practices for having ease and joy, peace, relaxation, and safety with all things, so you don't overwhelm yourself with your magic also. Because every time you heal, you stimulate the nervous system, and you do need to take time to integrate. The more integrated you are, the more comfortable the journey will be. Investment for this is $2,000 US per person. So if you'd like to come and play next week, I will be doing a series of these in the coming weeks. The first one will be on Tuesday and Wednesday. So just DM me touched by joy. If you liked the dragon flavor more, I offer a similar but 3-day workshop. Also starting at the end of next week will be the next round. Bye, Sally. So we will cover the same things, but with tools from the Dragon Toolkit. So that second set of activations that we did, which felt more fiery, more powerful, more intense, more grounded in many ways. please know that it does not necessarily make the dragon activations better or more powerful. It's just what resonates for you. Some people need the first one, Touched by Joy, which is more angel and soul magic. The second one, with dragons, they tend to be more fiery, more intense. So, whatever your soul is calling for right now, that's a good guide for, what to follow and what to practice. The only difference with the dragons is it's a 3-day workshop, and the investment is $2,700 US. And there you get 12 activations of dragon magic and power and joy and kindness for yourself and for others. So you can live, play, and create, knowing that these very powerful, very old, and very wise, benevolent dragons are there guiding you and helping you, and they have your back. Whew. Are there any questions about anything we've done today or the invitations?
I like US prices. Oh, hey. You
Hey,
have to
Joe.
Be careful when they.
Can you speak up, please? Joe!
Hi, what's up?
What did you say? I didn't hear.
Oh, I didn't have any questions, and I was on mute. My cat was all over the keyboard.
Oh. Okay. Alrighty. So if you'd like to join me for the second Dragon workshop, then send me Dragon Power, and I will send me a DM with the words Dragon Power, and I will send you the details for that. So if we have no more questions, then let's wrap up for today. And thank you for coming and playing and receiving.
Thank you, Vic. All the best.
Thank you, Mona. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Vic. See you.
Take care.